Hi, welcome back to 30 Days of Going Inside because we still can't go outside. And today is day 18, breathe. So we're going to spend some time today exploring the breath a little bit together. The breath is super important, and the breath is quite unique in that it's something that happens automatically without our awareness, and yet we can also bring our awareness to it and make changes to it, which can be quite beneficial. We're going to start with a short breath inquiry, like just being curious about the breath for a moment together. I'm just going to invite you all to just take your awareness to your breathing for a moment. Notice that your breath is flowing in and out of the body. And then I want you to just make a fist with one of your hands and notice what's happened to your breathing. And after a while, I want you to see if you can just breathe into the fist, whatever that means to you. And just notice what happens. What does your hand want to do? And then just gently open your eyes and come back to the room if they were closed. So what you might have noticed there is that when you made the fist, there was some disruption to your breathing. You may have even stopped breathing for a moment and held your breath. And as you breathed into the hand and softened your breathing around the hand may have softened a little. There is a strong connection between this tension in the body and our breathing, and we can use the breath to soften this tension, because so often what happens is there's this loop of tension in the body. The breathing changes, the tension increases, and we get things sort of escalate in the body. And if we can use the breath to soften some of this tension, that can be quite helpful. And this tension is often where we store some of our discomfort, our pain, our suffering. It's held in the body. And so finding ways to soften this by using the breath can be quite profound. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about diaphragmatic breathing. Why are we talking about diaphragmatic breathing? It's because it can really aid relaxation. It's allowing the body to really breathe fully and to hand over as much oxygen to the blood as we possibly can. So it's really good for the body as well. We're not inviting you to breathe like this 24/7, but if you can find a way to practice this breathing and to bring this sort of breathing into parts of your day, then I think you'll feel some benefits. Just quickly, just to talk about the lungs, which sit in your rib cage, and the lungs are like sort of triangular shape. They're inside the rib cage here, which is sort of protected at the front and the back, and it's quite encased. And then further down, the ribs sort of expand and are a bit wider, and the ribs there can also expand a little bit to give the lungs a bit more room. And at the base of the rib cage, we stand up, is your diaphragm. And your diaphragm is a bit like a parachute, and it sits at the base of the ribs. And it's when the diaphragm drops down, this is what pulls the air into the body, into the lungs. And when the diaphragm pushes up, this is what pushes the air out of the lungs, which is the out-breath. So as it drops, the air comes in, and as it goes up, the air is pushed out. And as I turn sideways, you can see that beneath the diaphragm, everything's quite soft, and this means it can move a bit more. So as the diaphragm pulls the air in and pushes on all your internal organs, and this causes your belly to swell, and as the diaphragm pushes the air out again, the belly flattens. So you can practice this with me now for a few breaths. It's best to do this lying down, but if not, do it standing or sitting, and you can place one hand on your belly and one on your chest. And just notice how you breathe in, your belly expands, and as you breathe out, your belly flattens. Breathing in, allowing the soft lower abdomen to expand, and breathing out, feeling it contract. Breathing in and breathing out. And we often focus on the front of the body when we're talking about breathing, but it can be nice as well to notice that the movement of the breath is happening all the way around, 360 degrees. And so you might want to practice this by putting your hands on your lower back. You can even snuggle them under your body if you're lying, and just notice how the body is expanding and contracting even in the lower back. Breathing all the way around the body. So we're going to finish with a short breathing meditation, just for about a minute, seeing if we can find and follow the breath. So just taking a moment to pause. You can close your eyes if you want to, or just lower your gaze. And just seeing if you can bring your awareness to your breathing. You might also notice any thoughts that are showing up or feelings. And seeing if you can gather your awareness around the next in-breath as it comes into the body, and the next out-breath as it flows out again. And perhaps noticing how the body is swelling as you breathe in and subsiding as you breathe out. This wave-like motion as the body rises and falls as the breath flows in and out. And perhaps forming an intention to let go on the out-breath, to soften. Letting go of any tension as you breathe out in the shoulders, in the hands, in the legs, in the face. Just letting the body breathe. So that's a short practice you can do anywhere, anytime. And my go-to exercise when I'm feeling a little bit scattered or feeling the need to be present, to drop the anchor, is to just breathe out, to extend the exhale and to really take my awareness to that out breath. So that's another lovely practice you can do, is to breathe in maybe for a count of 3 or 4 and out for a count of 5 or 6 or 7. So there we have it, an introduction to the breath. Remember to be aware of the links between the breath and the body. Try to find time to practice some diaphragmatic or belly breathing, and also practice the short mindfulness of the breath exercise. And remember, you can bring your awareness to the out breath and extend it a little if you just need to calm your system. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 19 and it's all about joy.